Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here today. Talking in the EMGN Academy. I was just talking to Yas yesterday. I remember the first meeting, the establishment meeting. Happy to be here today. Today I will tell you about the experience of us as GIZ incorporating with the local guarantee company and what is the tips and tricks of the cooperation. First, all the development agencies come with and work as like project basis. Each project has its budget, has its objective, time frame as well. And it starts from government to government. And it's very important when you need something, you can pass it to the your regulator or the one who can take your voice to the government. Because, for example, yearly, the Ministry of International Cooperation, it sent a request to, for example, the FRA, the Financial Regulatory Authority, the Central Bank of Egypt, and all these political partners about their needs, what they need from the international development organizations. Because as you may know, each project as well, it has its political partner. And for example, some of our projects, the political partner is the Ministry of Industry. It all depends about the topic of the project.
Yeah, you said the clicker on the next view.
But what are the offerings of the development agencies? Development agencies always provide the capacity development for the employees, for the market, and even for the regulator. Provide technical assistance where they support the institution to reach a certain stage, and for example, support in digitalization, support in developing new products, risk models, and so on and so forth. And some of them provide credit lines like the KFW, like the EBRD, and the tools. What are the tools to reach these offerings? Sometimes it's like a service contract where we assign a certain consultancy firm to offer the capacity development and the technical assistance to the beneficiary. And sometimes, like GIZ did in Jordan, they give like a grant agreement on a certain terms, and we review at the end what have been achieved. And sometimes it's on a PPP basis, a public-private partnership, where both pay to get the offer. And for example, we pay 60% and the beneficiary pay 40% to the consultancy firm. And sometimes it's very clear in the study tours, where we pay partially between us and the beneficiary. Sometimes it's because of a limited budget, and sometimes it's to show you are part of. What are the challenges we may face in the communication with the developmental agencies? I believe it's the letting process. We have a very long process. I can tell you, one day we were preparing a grant agreement with CGC Egypt, and when we finished our approvals to get the grant agreement, they finish the task. And we put we put another terms and another objectives and another deliverables.
We didn't mention it in our presentation.
Oh.
It's right. It's a long journey.
Yes, at the end of the day, you are dealing with a government.
Yeah.
Yes, bureaucracy and routine there مش هنعرف نهرب منه. But sometimes we need the political partner approval on dealing with any beneficiary. Get the political partner approval that not only time, sometimes the political partner feel that the fund came to only to serve them, not to serve the market. And it happened with some partners here. And for example, this project is for 4 million euro, and you just where is this 4 million? They need to see that the overheads, the costs, what you offer to the market. They cannot recognize that each project, for example, had 3, 4, 5 components, and it has some KPIs to be achieved, not only serving the political partner. And sometimes the political partner approval make these challenges because they need to approve the foreign experts to come into the country. It's another level of challenges. Sometimes it's the lack of response. We started the communication with someone, and in the middle of the journey, they are not there. And the same from our side, by the way. And sometimes because of the lengthy process, we don't have something to say. But they stop the communication, which is very wrong. Just continue the communication with the port, because at the end of the day you are partners. And even in our terminology we call it the partner. But we are partners. Just communicate to them the challenges you are facing with your management, with your political partner, with whomever, just to excuse you, because the lack of response when we stop communicating with the partners, and it's not the right way. And sometimes the challenge is the different terminology, and it's very, very clear in reporting the grant agreement, because the definitions and the terminologies we are using in the in the TOR and in the whatever, it's different. So we need to be on the same ground. Talking the same language and unifying the terminologies and the definitions. It's very important from
the grant agreement or the TOR.
Sometimes we don't even. What are the success factors to have this successful communication with the partners? First thing is the opening up and the trust. I need to feel that you don't have a hidden agenda, and you need to feel the same from my side. Because some partners, when you deal with them, you feel that hidden agenda, and you feel that they are greedy, and they just want to get the fund without a proper impact on their operation, for example, and sometimes they just agree, okay, we will do whatever, and when we start,
They start finding obstacles
not obstacles, they want to do what they want
to do.
and in their way.
Yeah.
Which is not the best way of opening up, and trust is something very important for the long-term relation. It's a win-win. We need to have a common ground. And it's very nice and very easy with some partners when we go and meet them and we tell them, okay, this is my KPIs, 1, 2, 3, my objectives, my indicators, this is what I want to achieve. And start selecting from their strategy or of their plan what match these indicators. It's the easy, lovely way of cooperation. Here it's a win-win. Please.
Every donor who gives you money, he has his agenda, his own agenda. Right?
Like, this is after the recording.
Sorry.
Let's talk about it after the recording. Keeping the time frame as well is something very important, because as a development agency, I have a time frame to the project and to reporting and even to spending.
Reporting.
Yes, reporting and even spending, because sometimes if I didn't finish this contract this year in November, for example, I will not have money for it the next year. But that's why all the time the development agencies keep pushing.
You go deep.
Go deep in.
More donors.
Yeah, very serious on that.
And the appropriate reporting as well is something very important for the development agency to continue the cooperation with the partners, because sometimes the partners they don't help us in reporting. Sometimes they feel that what we need is confidential. Sometimes we have an indicator about the employment, and we asked about the employment. And some people feel that you need the extra work from my side. And because sometimes I ask for the indirect employment impact. But I want them to tell me the impact of what we did on their clients. But they feel what you are asking me for this too much extra work. I have enough on my plate. And the flexibility is something very important from the donor and from the beneficiary. Because sometimes we thought that we will have a certain fund by a certain time, and it delayed. But it needs a flexibility from the partner and understanding from the partner side, and it's the other way around. We need to be flexible with the long-term partner needs. Let me tell you about our experience with the CGC Egypt. Actually, we built a long-term relation. يعني مش عايزة أقول إن شهادتي مجروحة، بس هما one of the best partners I already dealt with because they know what they want, but they don't spoil your time in identifying their needs or identifying what's behind.
I think
But they know what they want and they are very straightforward. Okay, I will not do this with you, I will do this with IFC. I was supposed to talk his close. Yeah, it's easier, by the way. And it's easier we supported them in developing new product. We had a very successful study tour to the credit guarantee company in Malaysia. We cooperated in some capacity development for the employees. We supported the digitalization. And we supported as well in the networking for the direct guarantee product. Last slide, but the tips of the communication. First thing, find the anchor. Because as you see in the development world, there's always a sexy word came in the community. And for example, now it's the sustainability. Before it was the equality and gender and whatever.
women empowerment.
Women empowerment. Find the anchor to communicate to them, and even if you will not work on directly on sustainability, you will find something. Yeah, you will find the anchor. So this is the as mentioned yesterday, the elevator pitching. And if you got the word, خلاص, you are anchored. As we mentioned, speak their language, because you make the unified definition. And if they call something, it's a project, maybe you call it assignment. So you need to have this common language to avoid any issues in the communication later. Something very important, contact the right person. Because as I told you, we work on project basis. For example, if I work for the finance development unit, for example, and you call someone in the renewable energy, خلاص يعني killed. Your case is killed, because sometimes in some countries we work even in isolated islands in the projects. I don't know who are the colleagues in the vocational training project or in the renewable energy, whatever. But try to reach the right person to facilitate the business and communication. Present interesting profile, because each assignment has an indicator or objective. And for example, if my assignment is to support the SMEs, for me, when you give me a huge portfolio about green finance,
Trend now.
Green finance, yeah, sustainability and green finance. But what I'm telling you, if I'm talking about the green finance, and you give me a wonderful portfolio about the SMEs, you will not grab my attention. It's not what I want. Show me what I want to see to continue the cooperation. And it's very important that to see that your company has a specific goal. As you mentioned, you know what you want to do. Because sometimes when we make an interview or sit with the people or start the cooperation, and when we see that they give us what you can provide. It's not what I want. Because at the end, if you don't have a specific goal, you will not give me a proper reporting and we will not achieve the goal or my objectives or my KPIs. But if you have a specific goal, then I'm sure that at the end we will, regardless the length of the journey, at the end both of us will achieve this common goal or specific goal or whatever. But here this is the end of my presentation and open analytical questions. Questions after the session.
Sorry.
Yes, we can also continue the conversation later, maybe in a group about maybe how to communicate better between partners and CGC. Thank you so much, Nihal.